Good morning, children. This is lecture 2 of the chapter nitric acid, and this is the last lecture also for the chapter nitric acid. Topics covered in the last video, that is lecture 1. History of nitric acid we have covered. Occurrence of nitric acid. Structure of nitric acid. Laboratory preparation of nitric acid. Physical and chemical properties of nitric acid. All these things we have covered in the last lecture, that is video 1. In lecture 1, we have done the preparation of nitric acid in the laboratory. That means laboratory preparation of nitric acid from potassium nitrate or sodium nitrate we have done. Now this is the manufacture of nitric acid, that is the industrial process of nitric acid we will do in this video, that is Oswald process for manufacturing of nitric acid. Nitric acid industrially prepared by a process, and that process is known as Oswald process. What is happening in that? Nitric acid is a very important mineral acid. It is extensively used as a raw material for the manufacture of inorganic and organic nitrates. From nitric acid, we are preparing so many nitrates, inorganic and organic nitrates, and their compounds that we have seen in the chemical properties of nitric acid. And these nitrates are used in fertilizers, dye intermediates, explosives, and many other industrial applications. Nitric acid is most commonly manufactured by Oswald process that I already told you. Strategic usage of nitric acid includes rocket fuels and explosive like trinitrotoluene, which we call as TNT. The full form of TNT is trinitrotoluene. Okay, so for this nitric acid is used, and in the following slides I will tell you about the Oswald process. Oswald process. In Oswald process, ammonia, that is NH3, ammonia is oxidized into nitric acid used in 2 steps under favorable reaction condition. What is happening? What are the steps? What is happening? In the first step, ammonia is oxidized to nitric oxide, that means NO. First, ammonia is reacting with atmospheric oxygen and air, that means it is reacting with air, and it is giving you NO, nitric oxide. Now in the second step, what is happening? The nitric oxide that produced, that means this one, this nitric oxide is oxidized again to give nitrogen dioxide, that means NO2 is producing. Now in the third step, this NO2 which is produced is absorbed in water, which is concentrated to form nitric acid. I am telling you here how in Oswald process how the nitric acid is produced. After seeing the video, please go through the book. Please see the book, what is given in the book. Okay, see the diagram also. In your book, the diagram is little different. Please go through that also. Now here you see, this is the chamber. In that chamber, this is known as converter. In this converter, 1 volume of ammonia and 8 volume of oxygen. In your book, it is written 10 volume. You can write 10 volume also, no problem. 1 volume of ammonia and 8 volume of oxygen is taken where platinum gauge is kept, and this is acting as a catalyst. Here what is happening, because of the reaction of ammonia and oxygen, it is changing to NO. Now this NO is coming into this oxidation chamber. Now in this oxidation chamber, NO is again oxidized to give NO2. This is NO2. Nitrogen dioxide is formed. Now that nitrogen dioxide is coming here in this chamber, which is the absorption tower. Here it is dissolved in H2O. See, from here water is given, H2O, and here it is concentrated to form nitric acid. 3 steps. See the steps. Ammonia and oxygen. The temperature is 850 to 1000 degrees centigrade. Platinum as a catalyst. Okay, platinum as a catalyst we are using. We are getting NO. We are getting NO. We are getting NO. Now this NO and H2O, from here this NO again reacting with O2, it is giving you NO2. It is giving you NO2. Now this NO2 is with the water, it is absorbed in water and it is giving you HNO3. So if it is asked, write down the reactions, you have to write all the 3 reactions. Now details of Ostwald process. First step is the primary oxidation, where nitric oxide is formed. Ammonia is oxidized over platinum catalyst in a reaction chamber containing 1 part of ammonia and 8 parts by volume of oxygen. Here you can write 10 parts. In your book it is written 10 parts. At about 600 degrees centigrade as per the following reaction. This is the reaction. Ammonia plus oxygen, it is giving you NO, forming NO. Oxidation of ammonia is reversible and exothermic. That means when the oxidation of ammonia is going on, it is an exothermic reaction. And that is why, as it is an exothermic reaction, that means heat is produced in this reaction. So this is very important, children. This is important. Why? The reason, give reason, you can get a decrease in temperature. Decrease in temperature. That means just lower the temperature. Favors the reaction in forward direction. So if you increase the temperature, then it will give you a reverse effect. Because it is already exothermic. Heat is producing. So a decrease in temperature favors reaction in the forward direction. That means more NO will be produced. In primary oxidation, 95% of ammonia is converted into NO, nitric oxide. This is the first step. Okay. Second step. Secondary oxidation of, now what we will do, nitric oxide that we will get, NO is converted to NO2. So again how? Again by oxidation of nitric oxide. So nitric oxide into nitrogen dioxide. This is also oxidation. That means 2 times of oxidation is going on. First ammonia is oxidized to NO. Now NO is oxidized to NO2. Nitric oxide gas produced in the first step we are getting nitric oxide, is very hot. It is cooled to about 150 degrees centigrade by passing through a heat exchanger. It is not shown here, but it is already there in your book. It is cooled about 150 degrees centigrade by passing through a heat exchanger. After cooling, the NO gas, you are cooling the NO gas, so it is transferred to another oxidizing tower where it is oxidized again to give you NO2. Okay, at about 50 degrees centigrade. And what is the reaction? This is the second reaction. 2NO plus O2 is giving you 2NO2. This is the second step. Step 3. What will happen? We have already got NO2. The first step, ammonia is oxidized to give NO. Now NO oxidized to give NO2. First step, ammonia is oxidized to give you NO. Now NO again oxidized to give you NO2. Now this NO2, whatever we have got, that NO2 from the secondary oxidation chamber. This NO2 we are getting from the secondary oxidation chamber. Now this introduced into a special absorption tower that already I have shown you. Now NO2 gas is immediately mixed with water shower of inside the absorption tower where nitric acid is formed. See the reaction? NO2 plus H2 is giving you HNO3, and again you are getting NO. Now nitric acid so obtained is very dilute. So what is happening? What actually is being done there? It is recycled. Again, it is the same process is being done in the absorption tower so that more and more NO2 get absorbed. Again, it is what is happening. Again, this process is recycled. It is recycled in absorption tower so that more and more NO2 get absorbed. HNO3 after recycle become 68% concentrated. Okay. Step 4. Step 4 is the concentration of nitric acid. That means how to increase the concentration of nitric acid. Now, what are the full process? What is happening in the step 1? Ammonia is on oxidation giving you NO. Second step, NO again on oxidation giving you NO2. Third step, NO2 in the absorption tower, it is reacting with H2O giving you HNO3. Now this HNO3 is produced. The concentration of this HNO3 is increased. How? The vapor of HNO3 are passed over concentrated H2SO4. The HNO3 is produced here. That HNO3 is passed over concentrated H2SO4. Now being a dehydrating agent, all you know that H2SO4 is a dehydrating agent. It absorbs water from HNO3 and concentrated HNO3 is obtained. So these are the 4 steps of Ostwald process. The reactions are also given and the full process is given here. Uses of nitric acid. Some of the uses of nitric acid are to etch design on copper and brassware. The first one. Why? Reason, nitric acid acts as a solvent for a large number of metals except noble metals. Next is to purify gold. Now gold is not dissolved in HNO3. It is only dissolved in aqua regia. But I am talking about only nitric acid. So gold may contain copper, silver, zinc, lead, all these as impurities. Now which dissolve in nitric acid. So it will come out from nitric acid, come out from gold, and you will get the pure gold. It will get dissolved in nitric acid. Okay. Next is it acts as rocket fuel oxidant. Fourth, it is used to prepare fertilizer. It is in preparation of fertilizers. Calcium nitrate is one fertilizer, ammonium nitrate is another fertilizer, nitro chalk is another fertilizer, and basic calcium nitrate. These are the fertilizers. Everywhere nitric acid is used for the preparation of fertilizers. Last one, number 5. In the preparation of aqua regia, which dissolve noble metals. Am I clear? Industrial use. What are the industrial use? In manufacture of explosive like TNT, trinitrotoluene. Synthetic fiber like artificial silk, nylon, celluloid, plastic, photographic film, etc. Important compounds like nitrates of potassium, ammonium, silver, etc. Dyes, drugs, perfumes, everywhere nitric acid is used. Test of nitric acid and nitrates. This is important. How to test nitric acid? Concentrated nitric acid gives brown fumes on heating. See nitric acid, 4HNO3. On heating, it is giving you H2O, NO2. This NO2 actually is nitrogen dioxide coming out with a brown fumes. And oxygen will liberate. Nitrates. Other than potassium, sodium and ammonium. This is very important. Potassium nitrate, sodium nitrate and ammonium nitrate will not give. What it will not give? It will not produce NO2, which is reddish brown fumes. Potassium, sodium and ammonium nitrate will not, on heating it will not decompose to give you NO2. I'll come to that. Except this, all other metallic nitrate, copper nitrate, whatever it may be, it will give you metallic oxide, it will give you NO2. This is having brown fumes. And this is the test, okay, for nitrates. If a salt is a nitrate salt, so if you heat it and you are getting a brown fumes, you can give the conclusion that nitrates ion are present. Except potassium, sodium and ammonium will not, nitrate of course, will not give you reddish brown fume. This is a reddish brown fume. So on heating that sodium, potassium and ammonium nitrate, what it will form? It will also decompose. What it will form? I am coming to that. In the following slides, I will tell you that. Now, number 3, on adding copper to HNO3 or acidified nitrates. This is also another test for nitrates. What is happening? Reddish brown fume of nitrogen dioxide are evolved. Now copper plus HNO3, if you will heat this two, then you will get NO2. Now copper and NO3, sodium nitrate and H2SO4. Now copper, sodium nitrate, H2SO4. It is giving you NaHSO4, it is giving you CuNO3 whole 2, H2O and NO2 is also coming out from sodium nitrate. As I told you that sodium nitrate on decomposition not giving NO2, but only if copper is present and H2SO4 is present, then only it can give you NO2. Simple decomposition. That means what I am saying, suppose NaNO3 you are heating. This is a nitrate, sodium nitrate. It's a metallic nitrate. When you are heating, you will not get NO2. You will not get NO2. Simple heating. But this is another reaction. You just see copper H2SO4 and NaNO3. That time it is giving you NO2. Don't get confused, children. Okay. Brown ring test. This is a test for nitrate ion. This brown ring test is very important test. Now for this, what we are doing, take the aqueous solution of nitrate or nitric acid. So for this, you can take the nitrate salt solution, or you can take directly nitric acid, because nitric acid is also containing nitrate ion. Now suppose you are having a salt of nitrates, then you take that salt and dissolve it in water. It will give you the aqueous solution. Take it in a test tube, then add freshly prepared saturated solution of iron 2 sulfate to it. Iron 2 sulfate means FeSO4 solution. You have to make it freshly prepared. You have to use the freshly prepared FeSO4 solution. You prepare it then and there only and use it. Then after adding FeSO4 to the salt solution, add concentrated sulfuric acid very carefully from the side of the test tube, drop by drop. And then you cool the test tube, because the test tube will become very hot. So when you will cool the test tube, after that you will find a brown ring. You can see a brown ring. A brown ring will appear at the junction of the two liquids. See, this is the brown ring. This is the brown ring which is formed at the junction of the two liquids. Okay, now see the reaction. FeSO4 ferrous sulfate, concentrated H2SO4, and they have taken nitric acid, because nitric acid contains nitrate ions. You can take the salt solution, nitrate salt solution also. It is giving you Fe2SO4 whole 3, H2O and NO. Now this NO again is reacting with FeSO4, is giving you FeSO4.NO, which is nitrosoferrous sulfate, which is brown in color, and this is forming the brown ring. Am I clear? So if a brown ring is formed, you can say that the salt is a nitrate salt. It's a test of nitrate ion. While performing this test, brown ring test, some precautions, something you have to keep in your mind. What are these things? First is a freshly prepared ferrous sulfate solution is used. As I told you. Why? Because on exposure to the atmosphere, this ferrous sulfate will oxidize to ferric sulfate. Ferric sulfate. And ferric sulfate is not giving the brown ring. So that is why I said prepare it then and there only and use it. You cannot keep it for long. Number 2, the brown ring of nitrosoferrous sulfate is formed at the junction of the two liquid. The concentrated sulfuric acid being heavier settle down and the ferrous sulfate layer remain above it, resulting in the formation of brown ring at the junction. So two layers are forming and the brown ring will form at the junction of the two liquids. Number 3, the brown ring of nitrosoferrous sulfate decomposes on disturbing the test tube. That is why I said that don't disturb the test tube, because that brown ring which is forming, that is very unstable. If you will disturb the test tube, then the heat evolved and that decomposes the unstable brown ring. Am I clear? This is the brown ring test. Effect of heat on nitrates. The first one is the effect of heat on sodium and potassium nitrate or alkali metal nitrates, because sodium and potassium, they are alkali metal. So you can say that the action of heat on sodium or potassium nitrate or alkali metal nitrate. As I told you that sodium and potassium nitrates, on heating it will decompose, but it is not producing NO2 like other nitrates. So what is happening? See that NaNO3, on heating it is giving you NaNO2. It is slightly deliquescent. NaNO2, and the oxygen gas is coming out, not giving NO2 gas. So no reddish brown fume you will get. Similarly, KNO3, on heating it is giving you KNO2, which is colorless crystalline. This is also not giving NO2, and oxygen gas is coming out. So as oxygen gas is coming out, so when a glowing splinter is brought near the molten liquid, it bursts into flame. If you heat them, first of all it will melt into colorless liquid, and which on decomposing giving you oxygen gas. Because of the oxygen gas, it will burst into flame, that glowing splinter. Second is all other nitrate except those of silver and mercury. That means silver nitrate and mercury nitrate. On decomposition, they are also decomposes to give NO2 and O2. This silver nitrate and mercury nitrate. But other nitrates, they are giving on decomposition NO2 and O2 both. Along with that, they will give their oxide. But silver and mercury nitrates will not give their oxide. They will give NO2 and O2, but they will not give their oxide. What they will give, I will tell you in the next slide. Just see for calcium nitrate. On heating, it is giving you calcium oxide, which is white in color. And NO2 reddish brown fumes is coming out, and oxygen gas is also coming out. Similarly, zinc nitrate. Zinc nitrate on heating, it is giving you zinc oxide. Now, the zinc oxide is having a characteristic color that is yellow when hot and white when cold. It is also giving you NO2 and it is giving you O2. So, some things you have to remember, that is sodium, potassium, ammonium nitrates on heating, it is not giving out NO2. It is behaving something differently. Silver and mercury nitrate on heating will give out NO2 and O2, but they will not give their oxide. And rest other nitrates on heating, it will decomposes to give you their oxide, NO2 and O2. In the following slides, in the next slide, we will see about the ammonium nitrate, we will see about the silver and the mercury nitrate. Clear? Now see here, lead nitrate. Lead nitrate on heating, it is giving you lead oxide. Now this lead oxide is yellow solid, fuses with glass. This lead oxide, the color of lead oxide is yellow when hot and cold in both the condition. So what we are getting? Last slide we have seen that zinc oxide, it is yellow when hot and white when cold. And lead oxide is yellow in hot as well as cold condition. In both the cases, zinc oxide and lead oxide, this is the difference between these two. But it is giving NO2 and O2. Copper nitrate, It is also giving you copper oxide, NO2 and O2. Now this copper oxide is black in color. So you have to remember the color of the oxide. Okay. Now come to silver and mercury nitrates. I told you that silver nitrate and mercury nitrate, on heating it will decompose. It will give you NO2 and O2, but it will not give its oxide. So what it is forming? It is giving only metal Ag and Ag. AgNO3, on heating it is giving you silver gray Ag, which is the color of Ag is silver gray, and NO2 is producing and O2 is coming out. Now mercury nitrate, if you will heat, you will get mercury silver mirror. You know, when you are heating mercury nitrate, then the test tube, the silver mirror will deposit at the side of the test tube. You can see that the test tube will start shining. It is known as silver mirror, the deposit of silver metal. This is known as silver mirror because test tube will start glowing and NO2 will come out and O2 will come out. Now come to ammonium nitrate. Ammonium nitrate also on heating is not giving you NO2. It is also not giving you NO2 like other nitrates. So three things are not giving. One is potassium nitrate, sodium nitrate and ammonium nitrate. These three are not giving NO2 on heating. See, ammonium nitrate on heating, what it will give? It will give N2O, nitrous oxide. This is also known as laughing gas. There is a formula of laughing gas, N2O, and it is giving you H2O. Am I clear? Now, along with this, the chapter nitric acid ends. Please go through the videos properly. For nitric acid, I send you 2 videos. Please go through the videos and read from your book also and copy all the equations in one place in your notebook. For the chapter nitric acid, all the reactions, you copy it in one place so that during the exam it will be easy for you to learn and practice all the equation. This practice you have to do by writing only. Without writing, you will not be able to remember anything, any equation.